Everyone talks about summer like it's supposed to be carefree. But if this season brings up money stress, body stress, family stress, or social stress, that's real too. Growth therapy can help with that. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person visits, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/booknow to get started. That's growtherapy.com/booknow. growtherapy.com/booknow. Availability and coverage by state and insurance plan.
Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to Bless My Heart. Welcome to True Crimecast Patreon edition.
Not a good start, bro. Not a good start.
Man, I was so ready and just totally dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's a swing and a miss right there. This is Patreon True Crimecast. It's one of our podcasts that's not Bless Their Hearts.
Have you gotten to the point in your life where people ask you like, oh, you do podcasts? What's it called? And you're just like, I have so many.
Yeah,
Which one do you want to hear the most?
Yeah.
I'd like profile you and like, I think you're going to like Bless Their Hearts more.
Yeah, we should make them take a personality test.
I just do that in my judgmental soul.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to like Paradigm.
Unfortunately, I usually just recommend True Crimecast to women and Bless Their Hearts to men because I feel like our audience for Bless Their Hearts is largely female. That's no knock on our male Patreon subscribers because I love true crime. That's why we do this.
Yeah, we would, back in the day, 8 to 9 years ago, we would get together and talk about a podcast we were listening to. And if you've never heard our origin story, that's really how it started. We were both listening to, what was it? Payne Lindsay Did It. It was a case on the missing, presumed dead Georgia beauty queen from...
I'm just going to leave you hanging.
I can't remember the name of the town in Georgia, a little small town.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Tara,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can't remember her last name.
Grinstead.
Oh, yeah.
Up and vanished.
Yeah, up and vanished. But that was a really good show. We would talk about it, and eventually I was like, we like talking about crime. Why don't we just talk about crime into a microphone? And now here we are.
I think that's when I invented the side eye because I was like, no, that's stupid. But obviously, it was a great idea, John. Good job.
I've played the long game just to prove you wrong.
So now you're done? No.
Yeah.
It's like, I got you in for 9 years. Ha ha,
sucker.
That was funny.
Guys, we really, honest to God, appreciate each and every one of you all. We see you guys joining us, and we love it. Every time I get an email that one of you all have joined, it truly blesses my heart. So just want to say genuinely, thank you. Out of your kindness and generosity, Jamie and Nate are going to go to CrimeCon at the end of May. So by the time you're listening to this, Jamie's back in Kentucky. Did you have a good time?
I'm either back or dead. We'll see.
I mean, you are going to Vegas. So if you die, just have somebody document it so I can...
So you can cover
document,
it?
Yeah. So
I get it.
So, yeah, man. Any case updates?
I mean, no major ones really. We're still waiting on Mickey Stein stuff. They're still trying to do a relocation. The prosecution wants to move to another venue. They've denied his request for a new judge. Randall Weddle from London won the mayor election again somehow.
Did that surprise you?
It shocked me. Like,
I was surprised that
I just figure at some point that town's going to want something different, but I guess he's got enough supporters or whatever, but that was pretty shocking. Yeah, just not a lot else going on. Still waiting on the Luigi situation. There were some updates there. They threw out some evidence, left some evidence in. Kind of everybody was mad. I don't know.
Yeah. Guys, I would really appreciate a favor. We did an episode on Jamie Snow and the case that he was convicted of murder for. We were contacted by some folks that represent him. And then, of course, you all know that he was on a bonus episode of True Crime Cast. I would genuinely love to know your all's honest feedback, because we have been approached by several people who are currently incarcerated, and they would like to have their stories aired. And I don't know. I just would love to hear what you all think. Do you find it interesting? Do you find it to be a turnoff? I want to know what you all think. I don't want to become a show that just continually brings you wrongfully convicted people just because I don't know that all of them are genuine. And
right.
I'd never want to be, advocating for someone who is in fact guilty of a crime that they say they are not guilty of. So I don't know. I would love to hear your all's thoughts. If you liked those or not, would you want us to continue to do those? Yeah,
I'm in the same place you are. I don't want to become a wrongful conviction show, but there are some stories that do need attention. Jamie's was one that, I don't know. I don't know if it came along at the right time or just pulled on the right heartstrings, but I fully believe he's innocent. So that's why we brought that one forward.
Now, we have a case for you today where I don't think there's a question on what happened. So should we get into that?
Yeah, this is I think this is a why instead of a what, as so many cases are. So let's jump into it. May 8th, 2026. That's not when the crime happened. But a lady named Elisabeth Ann Broderick died in a medical facility near the California Institution for Women that's in Chino, California. She was 78 years old at this time. She was in prison. She had been transferred from her prison to this medical facility in late April. And they kind of knew that she was limited on time. This wasn't a release of any kind. But she had been in prison for 37 years. She had been denied parole 3 times in 2021, 2017, and 2010. And she was going to be up for parole again in 2032, which would have been 43 years of incarceration. The California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation confirmed her death to the press on the Friday morning after she passed away and said she died of natural causes. There's really no suspicion of foul play or suicide or anything like that. And they made that determination and released it. But I guess the question today is, why was she in prison for 27 years before she died?
Yeah, let's get into that. But before we do, her death made national news. It was actually trending on social media for a while. And there's a little bit of a debate that surrounded her name, and it has been in place since 1989. And with her passing and the news of her death, it kind of reignited that, that discussion.
The interest, so to say. At least, yeah.
Some folks say that she was, a murder suspect, a murderer, and some people would actually go as far as saying that she was a martyr. I don't know that I am anywhere even close to seeing that, but let's go through this case and see where we land. How about that?
I didn't know you wanted a response. That sounds good, though.
I mean, I thought it was
phrased
rhetorical. It as a question.
I know, but I thought it was rhetorical. That's
no, I was actually asking you. So let's go back and tell this whole story. So she was born Elisabeth Ann Biseglia. I don't know how to say that.
Biseglia.
Biseglia on November 7th, 1947 in Bronxville, New York. That's a suburb just north of New York City. She was the third of 6 children in a very strict and deeply Catholic family. Her parents, what is it? Her parents, Frank and
Marita.
owned a plastering business. That would be the precursor of drywall that's in your home. Plaster was a very labor intensive business. So I know that they worked hard to provide for their family. Her father was, by all accounts, a domineering and a controlling man. Her mother was a devoted domestic housewife. And I think that was kind of typical back in those times. From the beginning, Betty was groomed for a specific kind of life and a good Catholic man. She needed to find a good Catholic man, rather. She needed to support him, raise his children, build his home, and basically be at his beck and call. That is Southern for be there and do what he says.
Yeah. This was, again, pretty typical of the time, of the expectation of you're going to get that MRS degree and you're going to be a wife.
Yeah, I mean, it is a stereotype, but it was what was happening in America in the 40s and 50s. But, you know, you think about Leave It to Beaver and you see the mom and the wife at home taking care of everything and the dad's out working and, I don't know, kind of absent.
You don't badmouth June Cleaver, all right?
I love June Cleaver.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page.
She raised a couple of knuckleheads, though. She attended Catholic school. She was, by every account, just a beautiful young lady. She was wholesome.